Hello everybody, this is Katja Shukchuk from KidLit TV, and I am at the Clark Public Library, which is my library in my town, with M. Anthony Rizzo, and we're going to talk about his book,
Sir Bentley the Beginning.
Now what is Sir Bentley the Beginning about?
Well, it's about a Samoyed puppy, or Samoyed, depending on how you want to pronounce it. The correct way is Samoyed. He was a pup that we were interested in adopting up in upstate New York, about 5 minutes away from Canada. And when we were interested in adopting him, there were a couple male puppies left. And by the time we made the decision to go and get him, he was the only one left. So the woman tried to tell us, the breeder tried to tell us that, you know, he's a digger and a barker, you may not want him. So we decided we wanted another dog, another Samoyed. So we took the trip up to meet him, to decide if we wanted him or not. And we went up there and we met him. And long story short, we came home with him. So the story in the book, from beginning to end, is my wife and I's saga of how Bentley got adopted. So the underlying meaning is he's wondering why he's the last pup adopted. All his siblings are gone.
Yeah.
So he's wondering, why am I the last one? Is there something wrong with me? But no, things happen for a reason. And the reason was my wife and I, it just had to come along. It took us a little longer, but we were the ones that adopted him. And let me tell you, he had a good life for the 12 years he was with us. And then when I signed the book, my wife, of course, watercolor print, like Bentley signed the book. You get a paw print.
Every writer has a backstory. Now, what's yours?
My backstory?
Yes.
I don't want to cry at anybody's shoulder, but I'm a blue-collar guy. Went to college for a few years. Quit college against my father's wishes. I wanted to make the big money. So I went into construction, got into the labor union, and my first paycheck in construction, I came home. Now my father was the head of the engineering department where he worked. And I brought home my first paycheck. And I said, and I showed him, and it was more than his, and he was the head of the engineering department. And I said, Dad, now you gotta remember, I was 21 at the time. And I said, Dad, look at this. This is why I quit college, to make the big money. And he looked at me and he said, you know, he said, I'm happy for you. But what happens when you turn 40 and you can't do that physical work anymore? And I said, I will worry about that when the time comes. Well, the time came.
Yeah.
I suffered an injury at 41, put me out of work permanently, no college to fall back on. But lo and behold, that's how the book came to be.
You did what you love. And that's what every writer should do, is do what they love. And never give up. That's the whole thing. As being a writer, you have to know to never give up. No matter what age you are,
right,
you can never give up.
Well, I gave a few, I did a little seminar, career day, at one of the schools in Clark, and that's what I told the children. I said, you know now how little you are. You know what you're good at, deep down. And I knew I was good at writing.
Actually, I hope you join SCBWI, because it is a great society to meet authors, illustrators, editors, and agents, and everyone is just, in the KidLit community, we all just care about each other. So join.
That sounds
He's
good.
thinking about it. So everybody, now I'm going to be interviewing my old librarian. I'm not saying old, because you look exactly the same from when I was in elementary school, Mrs. Diane Rizzo. As a librarian, how have you seen the world of librarians changing?
The loss of books. There's no more books. The children don't get to hold a book and smell a book and turn those pages. Not that it's not good on a Kindle or one of those, but it's not the same.
It's not the same.
It's that feeling of that book in your hands, and it's no longer children. Children don't get to do that. They don't have the time.
And what would you recommend parents to do with their children if they want to learn to read?
Make sure you read to them. From day one, read to them. Even when they're still in your belly, read to them. Because
I remember you used to read to us all the time. You used to hold the book up. Not even that, you showed us the pictures, and then at the end you would ask us questions like, what do you think this book is about? And we would be raising our hands. That is the correct way to do that.
It's the fun of it, too.
And
it's the fun of knowing what's going to happen next.
And not that many schools have that anymore, and it's sad.
We've
So what
lost-
would you recommend schools to, and the teachers, not even just parents, but teachers to do with the loss of books?
Again, you need to read to children every day, whether it's from a book, It can be online, reading a story from online, but you need to read to your children every day.
There's this big thing called literacy versus technology. Now, do you think that books are going to make a turnaround one of these days, or do you
Yes.
think you do?
I do, because I think the convenience of technology is there, but there's nothing like holding a book in your hand and reading with your child. There's nothing like it.
We just interviewed your husband, who says he didn't get enough of screen time. Now, did you help him write and edit the book? Were you there to support him?
Yes, I was. But he can write. He really can. And that's the fun. It was the fun of watching him write the story. And then I took it and put it into a certain format because I did the technology end of it. He couldn't do the technology end of it, but it was fun to watch him and to give him support. Like I said, he was good at writing. He used to write me poems. He used to write me poems when we were going out. He would write me poems about, being together or just little things that we did. So I still have those too. Those I kept.
And it was so great to see you again.
Same
'Cause like I
here.
said, you look exactly the same, and I probably look completely different. But you know what? Librarians are so important, and they leave a huge impact on a child's life. And every
Yes, they do.
school should have a library
Yes.
and a librarian.
Yes.
Even if you don't have a school library, just go to your town's library. Check out a book. Talk to a librarian because they have bonds with children. They connect kids
Yes.
to books.
And the books that children will like.
Yes. So it was so great to see you
Same
again.
here.
Yay! We love
love
KidLit
KidLit
TV.
TV.